Hey everyone, Graham here from therecordingrevolution.com with another 5 minutes to a better mix, where we're looking at 31 mixing tips in 31 days. And I've got a tip for you today on compressing drums, okay? So if you're mixing drums, you're probably gonna get familiar with compression real fast. Compression is a super helpful tool if you understand what you're doing. And one thing that I found very helpful is to make my compression decisions, how much to compress, where the threshold should be, ratio, all that kind of stuff, based on mixing that compression in at really quiet and low volumes. Okay, I don't try to do too much compression, initial compression setting, when my drums are at a nice, healthy, loud volume, mostly because it's easy to trick or fool myself, right? Anything can sound good loud. Drums especially, crank them up, they sound awesome. You feel them, you perceive them, they punch, they cut through the mix. That's why we like to turn up our mixes, to kind of make ourselves feel better about the tracks we have. But if the goal is really to deliver great sounding tracks and not to feel good for yourself, then certain hacks, certain practices can help you and force you to work better. And that's the whole way I like to work, because I'm not that smart. I need to force better results out of me. And one of those things for me is to just turn down the drums or turn down the speakers when I'm compressing my drums to get my initial compression level. So point being, if we can make the drums sound punchy and pumping at low volume levels, it's going to be super easy for them to actually sound that punchy at a normal listening level, okay? It's an old trick in the book. What I do is just literally grab that monitor knob on your interface or your speakers or whatever you have, turn it down, and then start dialing in compression. In this example, I'm just gonna pull down the drum bus here on my drums so you can hear the drums being quiet. Right, super quiet. And then I'm going to show you the compression settings that I pulled in on the kick and the snare, and give you an idea for why we're doing this. Here's a compressor on the kick drum, and take a look at what we're doing here. Right? So the kick drum, and this is subtle, it's hard to hear. The kick drum's a little punchier at a low volume. Take it away. Right? Punches through a little bit more at a quiet volume. You know, I don't really care what the numbers are, ratio 3-to-1, threshold is irrelevant really to you, depends on your kick drum, but I used a slow attack, fast release. But the idea is you dial it in when it's quiet. Same thing with a snare drum. Let me pull up the snare. Same compressor, just on the snare drum. Here it is before. After. Before. After. Right? You can definitely hear the compressor making that snare drum smack, and at a really quiet volume. And so what I'm doing is I'm setting the levels and tweaking the compressor until I hear it do what I want it to do at a quiet level. If I don't hear it yet, I just keep tweaking until I hear it. And that tells me that I've gone far enough with the compressor, because then when you bring the volume back up, it's going to sound punchy. Take away compression. Right? So it's just a healthy little hack for you. Dial in your initial compression settings at a super quiet volume with kick, snare, toms, things like that, and that'll tell you how far to push it. Bring them back up, and you're going to have nice punchy drums at multiple volumes, not just when it's loud. And that's crucial. So think about it. Hope that helps. Again, this is Graham at therecordingrevolution.com. Hope to see you on tomorrow's video.